Good afternoon or good evening, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, Israel has been perpetuating its aggression over the Palestinian people and the Lebanese people. And in fact, we have heard a lot of statements from the Israeli government that prove that Israel is going to continue its aggression on Gaza and specifically the Gabalia region. It seems as well that Israel wants to colonize some regions in order for these regions to be under complete Israeli rule and control. And in fact, after the negotiation of the post-blue line are over, then Israel is going to keep on expanding its colonizing aspirations. In fact, Israel has some goals. First, to dismantle Hezbollah and to deploy its forces on the line alongside the blue line, and in fact these are just the conditions and the goals that Israel needs to achieve before it can actually bring a ceasefire. And in fact, the Lebanese authorities want to operationalize the provisions of the Security Council Resolution number 1701, which postulates that Israeli forces need to withdraw completely from Lebanese lands. And in fact, right now that Donald Trump is the new American president-elect, the extremist right-wing government of Netanyahu thinks that the Republican Donald Trump is going to support them no matter what. I think that the policies of Netanyahu are going to lead the entire region to complete and utter destruction. Netanyahu is just leading a state in the Middle East, you know. And this
Sir,
state in the middle of the
what you're saying leads me to a very important question, which is, in light of the recent aggression that's taking place now as we talk, what strategic objectives does Israel hope to achieve in Lebanon?
The strategic goals, as I told you. In fact, they don't want any armed presence for Hezbollah in Lebanon, meaning the disarmament of Lebanon. And as well, they want the Lebanese forces to withdraw completely from the blue line region. And as well, Israel wants to intervene whenever it feels like its national security is jeopardized. But of course, the Lebanese authorities consider this a breach of Lebanese sovereignty. And for that matter, Israel wants to keep on expanding its irregular and illegal interventions in the Lebanese authorities. But at the end, you know, Hezbollah will never be eradicated by Israel, because Hezbollah is a creed faith-based party that is Shiite in its doctrine, and it will never be eradicated by just military operations, which means that a peaceful resolution or a peaceful agreement has got to take place between the Israeli government and the Lebanese government. This is the only solution here, because the existence, the irregular, illegal existence of Israel in the region and in Lebanon specifically is what led to the perpetuation of this war.
Sir, following Israel's airstrikes in Gaza, what role do you foresee for international actors, especially the United States, in light of the changes that taking place in the United States now, of course, transition of power, in mitigating the crisis, sir?
In fact, Trump announced clearly that he wants to terminate the war, but he didn't talk about how he's going to do that. He just gave us a generic sentence that he wants to terminate wars in the Middle East, but he didn't give us no details.
Sir,
Right now,
I'm very
Israel
sorry to interrupt, but Trump was very clear when he said Israel will do what it wants to do. When he was referring to the Middle East.
Yes, but in the end, Trump. But in fact, Trump said that this aggression needs to stop. The Islamic Arab Summit was held recently, and it came out with where it elaborated on some outcomes and recommendations. But until when are we going to just convene conferences without doing anything tangible? And the solution here, or what is evident here, is that the states want war for the sake of it, and it supports Israel indefinitely. But Trump before proposed the Abrahamic Accords proposal, and the Abrahamic peace proposal. So how is this going to happen? And the deal of the century that was as well proposed by Trump, how is this going to happen? And how is this going to take place in a world where the Palestinian lands are colonized? The entire world and the Arab world calls for the establishment of a Palestinian independent state.
Sir,
well,
we've been saying this all the time, but I don't see that any words are turned into actions. We don't see this happening. We see Israel continuing, and it's going ahead with everything that it's doing, and nobody is helping this case.
Yes, in the end, Israel just wants to displace the Palestinians and to demolish their infrastructure. But, there is an Arab support and a European support for the Palestinian cause. And, the popular diplomacy happened a great role on the international arena, in fact, specifically in the States.